Good afternoon. I'm Wallace Allen. This is Empire Talks Back. Today's program will demonstrate that you don't have to be young to be a young visionary. I'll introduce Mr. Terrence Stone to you right after this break.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Yes.
I do my best reaching out to my brothers and sisters in arms.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
Most of us, we're not gonna admit that we need to help.
You don't have someone to kind of help you guide those thoughts. It can be really bad.
It's just a beautiful space when someone can trust you and say, listen, I need help.
We're back. I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Terrence Stone, the CEO, the founder of an organization called Young Visionaries. And I'll have to tell you, I think it was about, 15 years ago that I met this young man. And he was full of vision at that time, and you would think that over a period of time his vision would get a little dull like my eyes, but he's gotten sharper and sharper with his focus on what he wants to do to help your children, my children, become stronger and better at what they do, so that as we get older, we can depend that the vision that we have is one that doesn't conflict with our young people, one that will allow us to rest assured that we are in good hands. Terrence Stone, how you doing?
How you doing?
God is great. I'm extremely grateful.
All the time.
Good to talk to you.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you, you're a legend, man. I'm so honored just to be sitting here being interviewed by you once again, but you're a legend in my book. I'll tell you that, Mr. Allen.
Wow. Well, does the blush show? I don't know, because you got me blushing.
Yeah.
Terrence, when I first met you, you came on my radio program.
Yeah.
And I was extremely impressed with who you were, how you wanted to do what you wanted to do, and to see the success that you've had doing things to help others. I can truthfully say you are doing well as a result of doing some good. So I'm proud to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Tell my audience exactly what Young Visionaries started off to be and where you are, and before the show's over, tell us where you really want to be.
Fantastic. Well, Young Visionaries, I started Young Visionaries 25 years ago, just on a dream and just wanted
25, it's been that
25, long. Yeah, it's been that long, 25
that explains
years.
the good-looking beard. Then.
It is. I didn't have none of this, no gray, no nothing, no pot belly, none of that was hanging out. But 25 years ago, man, started Young Visionaries. And really it started off as a gang and events prevention program. So I just wanted to help kids get out of gangs, stay out of gangs, and get their life back on track, right? And so I can say that we matured in different areas in the nonprofit sector. And so now we have a very strong mentoring program, a great mental health program, a fantastic workforce development program, community outreach and engagement program, linkage to other services programs and things like that. Now we have 4 solid locations throughout the Inland Empire. And so with that, and working with young people, also too, we work with over 200,000 kids.
I'm sorry, say that again.
200,000 kids in that time frame, right? Kids and families throughout the Inland Empire.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's, I guess we could talk about you running for election, because after you help 200,000 kids, you could feel comfortable running for election, but that's another story for another time. What you are doing now, affecting this number of young people, name those programs again, and let's talk about, I guess, the program that is, I can't say your favorite program, but as I look at your videos, I see you handing out backpacks, I see you feeding young people, I see that you have after-school programs for them.
Yeah.
Well, what is the chief focus of the organization at this point?
I think one is we focus on everything, because our programs are great. We have a strong mental health program, right? And so,
what does that consist of?
Mental health. So we have a a contract through San Bernardino County Department of Behavioral Health. We've been on this contract since 2013, and the contract is to work specifically with African American kids and families, right? So it's we have a therapist, Beauregard Therapy, on board, but we also do work with them so that they can understand what is mental health. Because historically, you know, black folks, we don't really like to see therapists and things like that, sometimes even a doctor. But if we can understand what is mental health, right, at a young age, and it can be something as simple as depression, right, anxiety, things like that, and teach them to get help.
The bellyache that says, I don't want to go to school.
Yeah, that. You know, different things like that. So, but I love that program. We call it the SMART program, Successfully Motivating African Americans Through Resiliency Training. Right, and that's that program. And then so we also have our well, my favorite program really is our Violence Intervention Prevention program, VIP. And with that, we go out to the community. We do a lot of outreach and engagement, going into some of those high crime communities that people really don't like to go into. And we're like right there in the midst of it, out there working with those young people, finding the ones that need help and getting them help. Sometimes they're out there homeless, sometimes, you know, even just having a meeting with child support with them, because I've found brothers out there that don't want to get a job because they like, child support gonna take all my money. You know, but let's go sit down with them, negotiate, so at least you're paying something and you're not on a run, and we got you back into the legal system of things.
You say that as if a job is fairly easy to get. How do we make that connection once you get someone that says, well, okay, yeah, I'd love to have a job, I'd love to be able to take care of my family, I'd love to, you know, come back with my family, help me get a job. How do you deal with something like that?
Fantastic. So we hook them up with a case manager, right? We put them in our employment development program. And so with that, they'll get a job skill, whether it be supply chain logistics, get them a guard card. Now we just started a food handler's license certification program as well, though, too. And our case manager will help them do a job search and get them a job and things like that.
And so, how much success have you had with that program?
Oh, we have a great success with that program right there. If we're talking percentages, we're probably in the 85 or so percentile of getting people through the program and getting them employed after the fact.
Young Visionaries, it would seem to suggest that the only people you will work with are young people. I would say under 18, under 21. Is that true, or do you work with bona fide adults as well?
Oh yeah, we go all the way up, right? So we have parenting classes. Our workforce development program is geared towards 16 to 36 years old. We have parenting classes for all parents. And what I love about our parenting class is that we have bingo night, R&B bingo. Right.
R&B bingo.
R&B bingo. So they're in there doing R&B bingo, but in between the bingo sessions, we give them that parenting class information, you know, give them prizes that keeps them coming back and things like that. Great program. It's always full, too.
Now, when you said R&B, I started thinking about Marvin Gaye and...
It depends on who's in there. They'll gauge it, right? Because some people, when they think old school, my son think New Edition is old school. I'm like, that ain't old school.
So it does have music. There's a music component in your bingo.
Yes, music component. Yes, sir. It's fantastic. They have fun.
I'm usually pretty sharp and can catch the flow on this, but explain that to me.
So what they do, like they'll have their bingo card, but on the bingo card, instead of numbers and things, it'll have artist names and songs. So when they play the song, that means you won on that card right there.
Okay.
Right? And then so they just got to just, you know, get the bingo out of that.
Now I'm going to show my ignorance again. Did you guys invent that, or is that a game that everybody in the world knows about except me?
It's a game that everybody in the world knows about except you. Okay. But it's not too late to get involved though with the R&B bingo. Yeah, come on through, man. We have fun in there.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
So some of the other things that you do for, I mean, we get a Terrence Stone email every day.
Yeah,
there's a program going on. There's something that you are doing to help young people going on all the time. Your backpack program, your food programs, that suggests that you have a lot of people that are out there supporting you and the things that you do. Or some of the volunteers, some of the sponsors that support you? Let's give them a little shout out here. Who's helping you do what you do?
Oh yeah, it depends on the event. So we have coming up this fall, we have our Harvest Fest event, right? So around Halloween, we'll have that event, and we do that in partnership with a shoe store called Chic Shoes, right? And so they support that event on a large scale. And then after that, we have, before that, we have our backpack event. San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools supports that event, so they give us around close to 2,000 backpacks, and we give those all out to kids. With the Harvest Fest, we'll serve around 500 families working with Chic Shoes. And then after that, we have our turkey giveaway for Thanksgiving, and we do that in partnership with Community Action Partnership. So that serves a little over 1,500 families with a turkey and a meal as well, though, too. And then Christmas, we do Winter Wonderland. And so with that event, it's sponsored with Chic Shoes again, also Amazon, and a few other, some banks and things like that. Some great partners come to the table for that as well, though, too.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have you talk about these things.
Yeah.
How does the general public support you, and how can they support you?
But they can support volunteerism. They can go on our website, www.yvyla-ie.org, and sign up to be a volunteer. Or even it's also a donation button on there as well, though, too. So they can go on there and donate. No donation is too small, and no donation is never too big, so that we can, and we'll always give you the best bang for your buck. Because one thing about us, we will bring that crowd out. Like, we bring people out in the thousands all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something that's important to a sponsor.
Yeah.
That they get their name out there. So with your shoe company, you guys give shoes away.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. I remember the one of the events they gave out, like, they had Crocs, and I didn't know, I don't wear Crocs. I didn't know that was that popular. But the parents and everybody was trying to get in line. And then the next time they gave out Pumas and Nikes and Adidas. And also Adidas, speaking of them, we have snow out there. So they sponsor the snow, so the kids can go right downtown San Bernardino, make snowballs, play in the snow, ride on the sleds and things like that.
Part
They do
of
that
your
every
Winter
year.
Wonderland
The
program?
Winter Wonderland, yeah, it's a great event. Yeah.
Very good. So what is the next thing that you have coming up that we could support or bring our young people to? And how do you actually accumulate the kids for these activities?
Well, the next event will be the Harvest Fest. I think it's around maybe October 18th or so.
Okay.
And our social media following, they can follow us on that. Or we send out Eventbrite notices as well, though, too. So we have all the events, they sign up so we can kind of gauge the audience, how many people will be there. And then that's it. We just send it out. Or Constant Contact, I use that as well, too. On our Constant Contact, I think we have around 14,000 people on there. We got about 11,000 people on our Eventbrite, and then all of our other social media platforms. I've managed myself around 15 different social media pages.
Very good. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back and continue our conversation with Mr. Terrence Stone, the CEO and founder of Young Visionaries.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. I love you. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
We're back. I'm Wallace Allen, and we are talking to Mr. Terrence Stone. Terrence,
Hey.
you have a large organization, 4 locations.
4 locations.
Where are those locations?
Awesome. We have 2 locations in the city of San Bernardino. One of those locations is our medical billing office. We started a medical billing program as well. And then
medical billing?
Medical billing. So with our some of our outreach engagements, we're able to bill some of those actually to Medi-Cal now. So then we just made a whole office just for that.
So that is an income generating situation
Yes,
for you,
yes.
as well as a job
Yes,
creation. And
yes.
how many employees do you have there?
Right now for that is just starting. We have 5.
5. And
Yeah.
what are you looking forward to as you grow?
As we grow in that, we want to see how far we can take that, because we work with literally thousands and thousands of people, low income. Most of them have some type of income subsidy, subsidize their income. And so hopefully we can build some of those people to Medi-Cal and things like
So
that.
there is an entrepreneurial arm of your organization.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
That's one of the buildings.
That's one. And then also downtown San Bernardino, we have our Community Resource Center. We just opened that up maybe about 5 years ago. It's going great. And that's where we house most of our staff in there, and they're seeing clients and working with people. We're doing the R&B bingo in there and things like that. Our giveaways are located in that parking lot as well, though, too. We have a lot of space over there. So, and I think that was a great idea, just right downtown San Bernardino. That one.
That's 2.
That's 2. And then in Victorville in the high desert, we're collaborating with IHP. And so with IHP, we're in their community wellness center, so we have an office in there. And so inside of there, we do programs and groups as well. So we have a creative arts and improv program with actually working with Nick Cannon's little brother, Gabriel Cannon. So he's been working with us for around like almost 10 years or so.
Really?
As well. And so we're doing great parenting classes, things like that. It's a great location in there.
Now you say improv, that suggests an arts program. So
Yeah.
what are you producing up there? Is there any
Yeah,
theater work that you guys are doing?
Yeah,
Are you
that's
producing
exactly what
plays?
we're doing. Yeah, theater work. So they're doing. They made several commercials that have been on Spectrum TV. They do a lot of our filming and things like that. We have a lot of videos. A lot of those kids are behind the scenes, behind the cameras, helping to put those things. So they're teaching them to act, produce, and write in those classes.
And have you guys produced anything that we should come to see or should have seen? Or are you planning to have a play? Or I mean, I know that you guys. I know that you are a visionary.
Yeah.
And
I'm thinking right now, but they haven't. Right now, they've just been doing like commercials and things like that. So which is good, because the good thing is that from the acting and improv class that Gabriel does, it gets those kids out of their shells. So some of them, they come into class really shy, don't want to talk, don't want to communicate or interact, and within a month or so, they're interacting with everybody, and their self-esteem is up, and things like that, and that reflects also in their schoolwork in that school as well, though, too.
So that kind of helps prepare them for interviews and interviewing people as well.
Yeah, they learn to articulate. Those kids articulate better than me, basically,
Well,
and so which is great.
That's hard to believe, and I'll probably ask you to prove it by bringing some of them out next time.
I could.
I look forward to that. And your 4th site?
We have another office on Civic, also in Victorville as well, though, too. So that's just an office where my staff can go and do that paperwork and data, because the paperwork and data, as far as a nonprofit, as far as our nonprofit is concerned, is 100% important. So we're always tracking data and things like that.
The interweaving of all of these different projects and programs under that one umbrella of Young Visionaries suggests that you have been operating and learning more and more about the business of nonprofits.
Yes.
And I know that you've written a book,
Yeah.
How to Move in a Room Full of Vultures.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that you mean other people who are also trying to gather monies for their programs, some of which are worthy and some of which are possibly not.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, there is a single pot of money, like one piece of roadkill that everybody needs to. Listen, making a living off of grants and the benevolence of others is rough.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think the title of your book suggests that you realize that, and having realized it, and I haven't had a chance to read this book because you and I are still arguing about my price.
Yeah.
But we're going to work that
Yeah.
out. What are we talking about here?
You know what? This is a memoir, right, of my life. So it talks
So we're
about
not
me.
just talking about your fundraising efforts or your experience
No,
in the world of nonprofits.
It's talking about being a light, basically, right? And also just growing up, and a lot of people have had experiences where people will prey on you.
P-R-E-Y.
P-R-E-Y.
Not P-R-A-Y.
Not P-R-A-Y, yeah. And so, but you have to navigate through, whether it be where you grew up at, it can be in a political environment, in a business environment, but people are always looking for your weaknesses, right? And they try to capitalize on your weaknesses. So how do you navigate through that and still come out successful? When you read my book and look at my background, I never should have been to the point that I am now. Like I never should have made it, right? But I did. So now my goal now is I went back and I showed people this is how I navigated through all these different environments and made it. And this was my thought process of even just starting Young Visionaries. Not because I wanted to, but because it was necessary, right? When I see kids that have grown up in gang neighborhoods and poverty and thinking that they cannot make it out of that, I'm like, you can. So this book also has a workbook in the back as well, though, too, around 17 chapters. A workbook in here too to help you get past your mess and get to your blessings.
Get past your mess.
Yeah.
And get to your blessings.
Right.
So that means you will have to acknowledge that the problem and the promise takes place in the same place.
Yeah, and it does. Yeah, a lot of miracles happen in that desert out there.
Such as
Moses, right? And all different types of stuff happen out there in the desert, where he had to take a whole group of people, right, from bondage to a promised land. And we can do that again.
And that's one of the attitudes that you use as you approach your situation with motivating our young people to do better.
Yes.
And not only do you have to motivate our young people, you have to motivate those who are around our young people, the adults, the institutions that are in a position to help, but at the same time their assessment process, their decisions as to who to help can get in the way as much as they are becoming the way. Terrence, I know that you work with, in your gang prevention, that you work with a variety of people, but the main thing is that you seem to have the ability to talk to young people who are in the potential of going very astray, and convincing them and demonstrating to them that there's another way to do it.
Yes.
Is there a secret to that? What is the motivation and what is the encouraging thing as you attempt to do this every day while you're doing everything else? Because I do know enough about you to know that that is the single thing that you continue to work on with the same level of enthusiasm that you started with. Gang prevention and keeping our young people out of that violent lane. What keeps you motivated there? Why are you still able to have so much enthusiasm with that program?
I think one is just being authentic, right? Just being real with those young people, and just let them know, like, man, look, I've been through it, and I found a way out. And so you don't have to run around in the dark trying to find your way out. This is your flashlight right here, right? So everything's illuminated. Now you can see. Now let's get your decision-making process in order. What's your priorities right now? And what does success look like to you? Every kid I work with, whether it be in groups or one-on-ones, I ask them, what's your age, name, and dream job? I said, what's your name? Because it's important, right? What's your age? Just to let them know that, man, you young. You can do whatever you want to do. And what's your dream job? And even if the kid is in the streets and not listening and wilding out, they usually have something that they would rather be doing than that, right? And so once I figured that out, I figured, okay, now let's figure out a roadmap. How can we get to that, basically, even if it's entrepreneurialism? I like, oh, that's easy, right? Plus you hard-headed. You don't want to work for nobody anyway because you don't listen, right? So that's the easiest thing. So so once I get those three things, and then now I have a platform to work for, especially the dream job. Like I love talking about goals and helping young people just to be successful because they don't have a lot of that. I tell people every time I meet somebody successful, especially a man or woman of color, I be like, they need to see you over here because they see everybody but you over here. So come on down here, let's go talk to these kids because a good friend of mine and yours, Dr. Reggie Webb, he used to tell me all the time, Terrence, you can't hit a target that you can't see. First I'm like, what is he talking about? Do you want to play darts or something? What's happening? But he was saying just being successful, like you have to see success that looks like you because if you never see it, then it's going to be impossible for you to pursue it most of the time. So that's why a lot of our kids, they say, well, what do you want to be? I want to play basketball or football. He ain't even on the basketball team or the football team. But when he looks at himself in the mirror and then he see the people on the field, that's who he see, you know.
Your example or best success story or a good success story that motivates you and can motivate our audience?
My best success story, I have lots of them. I've seen kids come from some of the most trauma-bearing situations to, one kid, I remember I was doing interviews and I'm sitting across the table. The kid was in Rialto School District when he was little. I worked with him in elementary school. And so we were hiring for a mentor position. So he's sitting, now he's an adult and he's sitting across the table. I'm looking at his resume. The kid is in Cal State San Bernardino and had all this impressive community work on his resume. And he stopped me mid-interview. He said, Mr. Stone, you don't remember me? We worked with 200,000 kids. So I'm like, nah, help me out. He said, I was at Hughes Elementary. And that was our first groups, first classes. So this was like over 20 years ago, right? Hughes Elementary, and I remember you took me to the Clippers game, and y'all took me to we took him to a radio station to talk to the DJ and see all that stuff work and some other field trips. And he said, now because of you helping me and helping us out, now I'm in college and about to graduate college and married and everything else. I said, well, this interview is over. You hired right now.
Okay.
You know, and so, and I remember that young brother, and he's doing good. Actually, he left the college now, and he's working in his career and doing great.
That's a perfect lesson because what you've said is that to all of us, we will see ourselves coming back to ourselves at some point.
Yeah.
And if you've done some good, you'll be glad to see yourself.
Yeah.
If you have not, you may fear who you are, understanding who you've been. And I'm very encouraged to know that who you are is someone that you can be proud of, someone that I'm very proud of, very proud to know you.
Appreciate
and folks, you can be very proud to know that there's a young man like this growing up in your midst, working with our children, helping them move toward a brighter future that will affect you and me. God bless you for your time and thank you. We'll see you next time.